Before we look at the awful content of Clown World, we like to fire up a device called the catalytic converter. This piece of ancient Ramesh technology basically means that all of this terrible Clown World media, we can use it and fuel this machine to try and have some spiritual, or at least maybe not progression, but we can at least get some comedy out of it, right? Because at the end of the day, there is quite a lot of sludge. I think we've got to do the graphic back one. Let me just put that one here. That's better. No, definitely not that one.
So to celebrate Lord Sausage Fingers as King Sausage Fingers, you can add some style by adding the official emblem to your custom branded clothing. And if you know everything about Pizzagate, you'll know what this means.
We should put that on the t-shirt for Auntie Coviet as well. Don't forget, Auntie Coviet t-shirts are going to be available.
I don't think people want to be walking around.
No, definitely not.
With that.
Right. Oh, here's a good meme by Future Ghost. I believe Future Ghost used Al Gore to make this meme. Because remember I was saying last week...
Oh, this is a Schwabian blend then.
Yeah. It's like I got a full body. It's got like a Schwabian blend on top. You see how it's all Schwab together?
Schwabian undertone.
Yeah, Schwabian undertones. Oh, can someone get me some more of that fucking sweet cider? Snell, Snell, can you sort me out, please? With some ice. Thank you, Snell. Right, so if anyone, I know some people don't like the AI art, all the flashy lights, but we don't care.
Oh, come on, get with the program.
Yeah, so right, I told the memesters because there were some comments. Oh, I feel neglected. Not neglected. I feel moribund, like useless. Because you can smash out Al Gore images. What does it leave for us? Give me some scraps. Right, I said, listen, memesters, this is what you need to do. You need to harness that fucking Al Gore technology. You need to get the characters you want from the fucking your
From Clown World.
From the Clown World. From your what is it? What's the Parasite Media? Fucking global Parasite Media. Your global, So we've got to remember our own terms, mate. Get your Clown World Global Parasite Media screenshots where you make your memes.
Yeah.
But then
your GPM.
Yeah, your GPM, sorry. Yeah, get your GPM meme material, but then you use the Al Gore to make the sick background. Can you hear these peasants?
Listen to the peasantry in the green room.
Fucking hell.
Can someone shut the door to the studio? Nice one, Chris.
Do we need a red light on the outside the door or something? Fucking hell.
No flavoured one because Andy PG's.
Oh, Andy PG's fucking next.
Well, I brought around a 10-pint thing of cider and there's about half a pint.
No, there's
left.
another box. There's another box in the shed, 20 litres.
Yeah, not of the nice rhubarb one.
Oh, no, of course
no.
not. You fucking rhubarb cider. Where were we? Right, now we're getting down to business. So I told them, use Al Gore to make some epic scene that you've never even seen before. But, use it inventively and then Schwab your fucking meme material on the top of it.
Yeah.
And Future Ghost picked up the gauntlet, mate.
So let's just break this down. What we've got? We've got King David.
King David is some sort of Joan of Arc character.
And then we've got, is that Tate? Is that Andrew
It is Andrew Tate. That will annoy
with
people.
A bow and arrow. And then it's Kevin Spacey.
That's not Kevin Spacey. That's Alex Jones.
Yes, it is Alex Jones. Isn't it?
Kevin Spacey.
So I'm just looking at this from the side of the screen. But I could tell that was Andrew Tate.
Shots fired. You just called Alex Jones Kevin Spacey.
He does look like that from this angle.
A little bit.
Sat here.
So, I mean, it's a fantastic meme that putting that triad of characters together. That is it's got its own
And I wonder how long this took Future Ghost to get together with the AI to get to grips with it. Because you know what I mean? It takes a few goes.
Well, it does. Or you could get it to come up with some sick thing like that and then just get the right faces. It depends. But it's good work.
Yeah, it's great work.
It works. And then, does anyone remember we were talking about the Nashville shooter that is just full of 33s?
During the season of Sacrifice.
Yeah, obviously. And, this is from AJ, who watches, he's a long-time viewer of the show, from around here as well. He used to come to the protests. He's a bit of a big fan and sort of, sends stuff back and forth for Human Vibration. And she talks about templates a lot, yeah? So 11, which one's 11 out of Stranger Things and which one's the shooter? I don't know. But yeah, it's a template thing. I just saw this, in these Clown World Schwab shows, I do make some pretty weird juxtapositions, but sometimes that's what the good shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mate.
Absolutely.
This is getting straight to the point. Mr. NPC.
I talk about juxtapositions, putting these two random things together. Mr. NPC's drinking his prime. He's had his Britney
He's masked up with a Rainbow Mafia.
He's got Rainbow Mafia fucking balaclava on, and he's waving his compliance flag. And then on the right-hand side, juxtaposed with it, we've got man ends his life after an AI chatbot encouraged him to sacrifice himself to stop climate change. I'm not going to lie, I haven't double-checked this.
No. I found this on...
Is it real?
Yeah. Apparently this is real.
It's not a meme?
No. This isn't a meme.
Wow. I say I'm surprised, but I'm not.
He's obviously, mentally ill to even listen to the AI chatbot in the first place.
Well, maybe
to the point where you're going to end your life.
Maybe he was already suicidal.
Yeah, exactly.
And he asked it. Maybe he asked the AI chatbot, "Should I kill myself?" And the AI chatbot probably looked at it and said, "Well, if you did, at least you would reduce your carbon footprint."
It did the maths.
Yeah. It quickly calculated.
If your life's worth.
Because obviously, right, any fucking Al Gore chatbot is likely to be feasting upon literally Al Gore material what Al Gore said. Do you know what I'm saying? So the AI chatbot is going to primarily harvest all of the information about any given subject from the first, second, third page of the internet in that order, right? That's what you would assume.
Yeah.
So the AI chatbot will truly be fully versed on Greta mythology.
Programmed by George Soros.
yeah.
Essentially.
So it's like, should I kill myself? Well, yes, because you can reduce your carbon footprint. It would be good for the peasant sphere if you did this. So it's one that's peasant anyway.
So then it's taught itself that that's a good thing. So that's going to then go and promote that.
Well, it's
to other
got,
peasants.
it might have been the first time it was asked that question, and it got like a 100% success rate. Can I get a thumbs up from both of my guests who have been patiently waiting in the wings? I've got a thumbs up from Shiva Shampoo. Brian, we've got a thumbs up. Right, guys, tonight the subject is the Mandela effect. I'm going to, no further ado, let's get both of our guests on the screen and in the chat. First of all, Shiva Shampoo. Hello, Shiva. How you doing?
Good. Nice one, man. Nice.
And also welcome Brian Staveley from Dose of Reality.
Hey, what's happening? Thanks for having me on.
How's it going, guys? Shiva, this is particularly early morning for you, no?
Yeah, it's like 2:15 a.m.
You're a soldier, brother.
And what time is it where you are, Brian?
It is 4:15 p.m.
4:15 p.m. So you've got 4:15 p.m. We're at 9 p.m.
9:15. Yeah.
And you're at 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
What a
2:15.
great spread across the
Yeah,
time
yeah.
zones for us to start such an interesting subject as the Mandela effects. Isn't this a Mandela effect straight away? We're all experiencing 3 different times at the same time.
3 different times at the same time. And it's daylight savings time or saving time? I think it's daylight savings time.
I always get mixed up with what part of the year
Well,
it is
it
and where we are.
actually, for me and for millions of people, it was daylight savings time, right? I hear it all the time. Every time it's daylight savings time, you hear people say it on the news everywhere. But officially, it is now. I hear echo. You guys hear echo?
Yeah,
We don't have-
audio. Crap.
We didn't get any echo this end.
No, I can't hear any echo this end.
If anyone at
Okay,
home can
I'm
hear an
fine now.
echo, let us
It's
know.
gone now. It sounded like a huge fan started blasting.
Yeah, it went like,
That's just a restream gremlin. Carry on, guys.
okay, all right.
So is that our first Mandela effect we've mentioned already? The actual naming
Yeah.
of the time zone.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
daylight savings time has never existed, and it's always been daylight.
According to
savings.
this reality, it's always been daylight saving time, you know. But it's a very small effect, but
It's an effect nonetheless.
So maybe
It's
maybe
definitely
for
it.
anyone that's unsure, we should start off with an actual definition of what is the Mandela effect. Let's
That's
let's start
great
with
idea.
first principles.
Yeah, that's a perfect idea. So,
you start them off,
what-
Brian.
all right. So, what the Mandela effect? Yeah, and I'm getting a little bit of feedback too. I don't know if are you hearing that, Shiva?
I'm okay now. It's fine on my end.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that is weird. Hang on.
If you want to click echo cancellation, but you should only ever get that if you've got your speakers on.
Hey, let me try. Hello. No, that worked. Let me try this.
You sound fine this end.
I hit. No.
Cancellation.
It was fine in the sound check.
Yeah, I know. It's feeding back into my headphones now.
Crazy. Yeah. two
Okay,
windows.
would you like to give a definition of Mandela effect while Brian's just sorting that out, Shiva?
Okay. Yeah, Mandela effect. Well, it's according to me, or according to people who recognize that the phenomenon is actually happening. I guess you'd say it's changes, something that you remember in the past, and often something that you're really sure of too, something that you've seen maybe hundreds of times, like Mr. Rogers coming in and saying, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood," and you may have seen that. Some people have seen it every day, 5 days a week, for years. Oh, now I'm having the gremlin coming. The echo.
Yeah.
Now you go for it, Brian.
There seems to be a few people in the chat who seem to see this echo, and
Yeah.
other people saying it sounds good.
see
It
that.
sounds good at our end.
Have you got echo cancellation selected on the audio
I
settings?
definitely do, yeah.
Okay, well, I
Now
can't
it's
hear
fine.
an echo.
Now it's totally fine. It came in like.
Yeah. Maybe I should leave and come back in because I'm just
Yeah.
getting a loop.
Okay, we'll try that.
Awesome.
Sorry about this, guys. It's been a while since we've had
Yeah,
echo.
we haven't
There's-
had anything
no,
like that
no,
for
no.
ages.
Let's
Come on, Restream, get
Mandela
your shit
effect
together.
this episode back a few minutes.
Yeah, maybe we're suffering a Mandela effect right now.
Oh yeah, man. So,
Okay, so
Mandela
It's currently
effect.
288 peasants tuned in.
that's not bad at all. Okay, it seems
Overwriting our memories as we speak.
audio starts good and then it echoes. Some people are saying.
Yeah.
Let's see if we
For
can
me,
get
it's
Brian
fine.
back in.
Yeah. How's it in the audience? How's the
Some people are saying it sounds good, and others are saying there's echo. It's very confusing, guys.
right?
Yeah,
Well,
it's
it just
echoing
comes
in
for
my
small
headset.
periods of time. You know, like for a few seconds, 10 seconds or something.
Okay, let's assume
maybe
that it's
it's
gone.
echoing in my headset. But it
Becky's
seems
just
like it's
messaging me
going
saying
away.
it keeps coming and
Hang on.
going. It's not a proper echo. It just sounds like he's in a tunnel.
Hello, test. It sounds like it's gone for now. So
Okay.
Yeah, should we go for it? Let's shoot, guys.
Yeah, I'll
shoot.
just,
Let's
I'll
go for
just
it.
jump right in. So what the
Go see
Mandela
the
effect
machine.
is,
All right.
what the Mandela effect is when something in this reality changes retroactively all the way back to its origin point. So whether it's a movie, a Bible, a book, a product that you have in your house, a car sitting in your driveway, when something is Mandela affected, the item and every official version of it is retroactively changed all the way back through the past. So what it's not is it's not companies and logos and brands changing names. Like people will use that argument, but like of course we know that that's a thing. But this isn't what it is. So like a perfect example that most people are familiar with would be something like the cornucopia with the fruit of the loom, right? So many people, and I could have asked the audience, but many people are at least aware of this. You know, millions and millions and millions of people remember there being a cornucopia in the fruit of the loom logo, and that's a worldwide brand. Well, now there's never been a cornucopia in the fruit of the loom logo, no matter how far back you go. Even if you have the clothing in your house. Now, there are people that do make some fake videos that tend to go viral about some of these things, but none of that is legitimate. So that's basically what the Mandela effect is, a retroactive reality shift.
Right. Okay, and
A retroactive reality
a
shift.
retroactive reality shift, and
Meaning all the way to the point of origin. You know, like you're saying, oh, okay, I'm going to go check my Bible. You say, okay, well, a friend of mine, for instance, he had to memorize his Bible, right? His mother and father, he was in this very strong Christian sect, and they made him memorize the entire Bible, especially the Old Testament. He had to slog through it. He knows his Bible intimately, right? This very Bible that he memorized, given to his mom. His mom died, and I said, hey, the lion shall lay with the lamb is now the wolf shall also dwell with the lamb.
Nah, see, that's wrong.
Yeah, of course.
That's
of course.
wrong, yeah.
It's a really famous one, right? It's iconic. So
I've never heard of that one. That's interesting.
Isaiah, chapter 11, verse 6. Now I said that to him, and he said, no way. And he said, I'll go get my Bible. I know. And he went to get his Bible, and he came back, and he was just like, oh, whoa. And he took a screenshot of it. He was like, I don't understand. And, people are thinking that they're going to find the Bible, or if I go back long enough, or like I have a VHS copy, I'm going to see mirror, mirror on the wall, right? I'm not going to see magic mirror on the wall, right? That's a really obvious one. Don't give that one away, right? It's mirror, mirror on the wall. Everyone knows it's mirror, mirror. Now it's magic mirror on the wall. I had a similar situation. A friend of mine has a VHS tape, which he's watched like 50 times with his family, right? And he knows 100% it's mirror, mirror on the wall. And I said, go check it now. And he checked it now. Now it says magic mirror on the wall.
Now, see, that's wrong again. I know that's wrong because when I was young, my parents, I had this VHS, it's old school, and I had that, and it said mirror, mirror on the wall.
Yeah,
I haven't got it now, but I
Yeah.
know that's what it said.
Well, and that's the thing. So when we say retroactive reality shift, if the Mandela effect was just a psyop, right? Like a lot of people tend to believe that it is, and well, we're just misremembering or whatnot. So if it was just a psyop, and say companies change things, but then they wanted to deny it. Let's just say. So what somebody would say is, oh well, it was maybe it was Mirror, and then they changed it to Magic Mirror. Well, what we're saying is, if you pull out any old copy of the movie that you might have, it's going to say Magic Mirror now. It's not going to say Mirror. Even if you did still have your movie that you watched 100 times,
Right.
it's going to say Magic Mirror on it now. And I'm getting a lot of echo and feedback.
Right, right. Let's get this sorted because
we need to sort this out.
people are actually. I think Shiva. It sounds like you've got two mics on, mate.
Right. Well, right
Can you go
now,
and
I just have one mic on. I heard it for about 10 seconds.
Can you just refresh? Can you just kick yourself out and refresh your connection?
Yeah, let me do
That usually sorts it out. And we'll have a quick chat with Brian for a moment.
So I don't know, Brian, you're obviously an expert on the Mandela effect. There's an English one. There's an English company, Chris, called Walker's Crisps. I think they're Lay's in the States.
Yeah, I'm
And there's
familiar
a
with
famous
this
one in
change.
the UK about they changed the colour of the crisp packet for salt and
The
vinegar.
green and the blue, right?
Yeah,
They-
that's
they
right.
get
Yeah,
swapped.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's interesting because every other brand of crisps or chips, it is like green for it's blue for salt and vinegar. And they've switched it around.
Well, because it makes sense that green would be for cheese and onion because an onion is green, it's not blue.
Yeah.
Blue is the colour of the sea, and that's where you get salt
That's
from,
the
salt and
yeah,
vinegar.
Yeah.
But I just want to rewind a little bit while we're going through definitions with Brian, and we'll just invite
Yeah, I
Shiva
would
back
like to
in.
get into it a little more because the echo kind of distracted me when I was trying to explain it. So let's rewind a little for sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's hope that.
How's that? And guys, let us know in the chat. Not everyone, just a few, like one or two. Let us know in the chat if that sounded good. Because everyone on the panel say something.
Yeah, if you could just say
Hello,
a few lines,
test.
Shiva.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just let us know in the chat, guys, if it's good, and then we'll
It sounds
continue.
fine to
Yeah.
us. We'll just wait for some feedback in the live chat that there's no
Yeah.
echo or any feedback or anything like that.
To me, I don't hear anything
So-
right now.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
Right,
Right,
we've
now
got, we've
either.
we've got a thumbs up. So we're back to we're back to getting down to first principles and actually defining exactly what the Mandela
Yeah.
effect is. Can I just bring up the name, right? For anyone that doesn't know,
Sure.
let's set this straight. Why is it called the Mandela effect?
Well, okay, that's actually a very huge question. It's a little bit more advanced than you might think, right? Because okay, you have Nelson Mandela, right? When things, there's that gremlin again, just came and went. All right, so Nelson Mandela, you know who that is, former leader of South Africa. So the story goes that some people think that he died in the, long time ago, in the early 90s or something like this, late 80s, early 90s, 89 maybe, and then he ended up being alive, and he got out of jail. Some people think he died in jail and he got out. Now, people think I don't really like the name. Originally, I didn't like the name because I thought, what does this have to do with this amazing phenomenon that's going on, right? And why him? And so I'm thinking, oh, it was probably a name installed by nefarious agencies like the CIA or whatever to blackwash or make the whole thing look foolish and distract people and all that kind of stuff. And that's partially true. However, the word Mandela has some pretty interesting meanings if you break it down to the word Mandel. All right? I can get into it now, but I think this is a little bit beyond first principles. So maybe we get into another question and we talk about this one later, because this one's a little bit deep in terms of like Mandel has 7 translations in the German language, and they're all really relevant.
Yeah, maybe we'll ease into that a little bit later then.
Yeah. Okay.
That's really for later in the talk.
Yeah, I only mention that because I'm one of the people that can actually remember Nelson Mandela dying in like 1989 or 1991.
I do too.
You do
Yeah.
as well, because I've only
Yeah, I
met
remember,
a couple of other people that actually wrote. But obviously, I hold both memories because I know now
Well-
that he didn't die in prison.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a mistake. Like, I read it in the newspaper, right? I was reading lots of newspapers at that time, and I read it, and I was like, oh, yeah, that guy, because I'd known who he was. And then I thought, oh, he died. He had been in jail for a really long time, and then he died in jail. And then I didn't think any more of it, right? And then a few years went by, and then he got released from jail, and then he's going to be the leader of South Africa. And I'm like, oh, didn't he die? And I thought, oh, I guess, well, maybe it was just a mistake. But, then I thought maybe it was one of those things in the newspaper, they jumped the gun and they put it in. At that time, I believe newspapers actually did news. And they made a mistake, but I didn't read the retraction. That's what I thought. But I heard people think they saw the funeral on TV and stuff. Now, I don't know. Now, how deep does this go? Now, could this have been some crazy plot where in some countries they put this out there to confuse people away from a real effect that there's nothing they can do about? I mean, like if you change the Ford logo on like millions of cars worldwide, right? That's not an online thing. It's not a CIA thing. It's absurd. It's a supernatural phenomenon that's dealing with the fluidity of reality itself, right? If you do an online change, you could say, oh, it's some supercomputer from a nefarious agency doing something and screwing with your mind, right? And it's possible, right? But when you're talking about physical objects, it's beyond that, right? Anyway,
Guys, people saying the echo's still there. Like we need to sort it out.
Much better now on Shiva as well for sound.
okay.
I just muted us, and that seemed to make things better. So I think it's a case that we'll just mute each other when we're not talking. Okay, so it goes deeper. It goes deeper than just Nelson Mandela. That's for sure. Brian, is there anything we need to get on the table while we're still talking about definitions here?
Yeah. Okay, yes. When you muted it, the echo's going away. So that'll work a little better. I think I defined it pretty well, but I would like to elaborate on it a little bit. First off, it's not just to do with like products and movies and stuff like that. And we're going to get into some bigger aspects of it later. But even if it was just something you had sitting in your home, if that, for lack of a better term, supernaturally changed its form, and it did that retroactively all the way back throughout time. So here's the thing, right? So with the mirror, right? And what the queen says in the mirror in Snow White, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all. I always talk about this little experiment. Like if I were to lock 100 people in a grocery store, right? 100 random adults, and I were to say to them, what does the queen say in the mirror in Snow White? 99 or 100 out of 100 are all going to tell me mirror, mirror, which has allegedly never been the case in this reality. Okay. So if you owned that movie and it's sitting in your house and it retroactively changed like that and all copies of it everywhere in the world, then what we think about time and physical matter and what we thought were possible in this universe or what wasn't possible, well, that's all completely out the window. Because this is indeed happening. So even if it was just mirror, mirror, or it was just a pair of Skechers, the Skechers sneakers, and you guys might be familiar with them. Well, Skechers used to be spelled Sketchers. Well, now every pair of Skechers in the world has never had a T. Now, if you own the sneakers and they're sitting in your house and you know that they had a T, well, your sneakers didn't survive the Mandela effect. Like your sneakers have a T, no longer have a T in them anymore. Retroactive reality shifts to physical items in your house. I mean, Shiva brought up the Ford logo a few minutes ago. And maybe I could share my screen real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Let me just see if I have that one ready to bring up. Yeah, actually I do. 1 second.
Residue, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the...
You're actually muted, Shiva. You might want to start that sentence again.
Okay. So you've heard of the term residue. That's what we call things that reflect the reality that we remember, the original reality that isn't around anymore. So all the official things, if you get Star Wars, all the official things will be changed, but you'll have references to that thing that are the way you remember. And in some cases, you'll have hundreds or thousands of references to that thing. And you're thinking, why are they all referencing it incorrectly, right? If it didn't change, right? And it did change, in my opinion. So that's what he's showing now. And this is the one thing a lot of people that try to say, oh, the Mandela effect isn't there, they won't really address residue, because residue is one of those things that just shows you so clearly what's going on. So anyway, here's the Ford logo.
So
Back
yeah,
over to Brian.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I just changed the screen share to not give away what I was going to show. I have an image I'm going to show. But I want people to think about what the Ford logo looks like. And then I'm going to show you what it actually is now in this reality. So I want everybody to picture the Ford logo.
Okay.
And this is what it looks like now.
That's wrong.
I don't remember that.
It's way more curly.
This is how it used to look. This is a photoshopped image, okay? This is how the F used to look in the Ford logo. That's how I remember it always being, okay?
Yeah, that's it. Nice and curly.
Now it's this. So what this means is even if you own a Ford and it's sitting in your driveway and it's been, you could have a Ford F-150 that's 60 years old, an old pickup truck. The emblem's going to look like this, the new reality way. Nobody came to your house and went in your driveway, switched out your emblems, switched out your movies, swapped out your Bibles. That's not what's happening here at all. And when Shiva was speaking of residual evidence, so the Ford logo is literally based off of, well, Henry Ford and his signature. Let's take a look at Henry Ford's signature. So I'm going to go to my Ford folder right here. Yeah, when you guys mute up, the echo is completely gone. So I don't know if there's a different way you can route your audio to us, because every time you come back, it just loops through.
It's cool, man. Every time we need to say something, we're just unmuting ourselves.
Here's Henry Ford's actual signature. It's a straight bar on the F. There's no freaking curly thing on it. So not only do we have everybody's corroborating memory on these things, right? We also have physical evidence called residue, which they don't address. So a lot of people think that they're familiar, and I'm going to take this off the screen. A lot of people think that they're familiar with the Mandela effect, and this isn't their fault. This is because the media misrepresents everything, right? Every free-thinking thing, every outside-the-box thing, every so-called conspiracy theory, the media completely represents it. There's no question about that. So what the media does is very clever when they present the Mandela effect. And what they do is they'll give you some like lists. Hey, here's top 40 Mandela effects. First thing you should notice is it's almost always just products and logos and brands. It's not any of the really jaw-dropping stuff that we'll get to in a bit. But then on top of it, what people should find completely disingenuous, even if they've never looked at this topic, is after today, you're going to realize that we have a lot of this residue. This, when we say residue, we mean physical evidence. So back to Mirror Mirror for a second, because there's so much of this residual, right? Even though now it's always been Magic Mirror, not only do you guys remember Mirror Mirror and Shiva and probably everybody in the chat, the 100 people I locked in the grocery store, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? We also have all this merchandise and drawings and people doing videos and people quoting it everywhere. Even Disney themselves, when they remake the Snow White with live action characters, they're using the quote, mirror, 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 mirror on the wall. We have Henry Ford's signature, which now doesn't match the Ford logo that we all remember, which doesn't match the current Ford logo. The logo we all remember matches his signature. So my point of bringing that up is these articles that address the Mandela effect, they won't tell you about any of this. Like when we talk about Bible changes later, we have residual evidence that goes back 800 years. People, you already brought up Lion and the Lamb earlier, now it's the wolf. Well, we've shown people that have done sculptures and statues going back 800 years with chapter and verse engraved on the statue. The sculpture and the statue is of a lion with a lamb, right? Says Isaiah 11:6, the lion shall lay with the lamb right on it.
Sorry, Brian.
Now
Question before you move on, because there's quite a lot of info. The statue you're talking about there.
Yeah.
Excuse me. The thing that's funny, right? Earlier when you said about the Ford logo, right? you said no one's gone into your garage. No one's gone into your garage and changed the logo physically, right? So it's just changed in the construct. Okay, we'll just call it the construct. Whatever you think of the world is, we'll just call it a construct for whatever's sake. So you said there that there's a statue with the original verse on it. If everything was changed text-wise, like your logos and stuff like that, wouldn't that have been changed as well?
No, because when a Mandela effect happens, it's just the one official thing. So the Bibles have all changed. The verse in the Bibles have changed.
Okay.
People,
Yeah.
People have tattoos. Isaiah 11:6, the lion and the lamb. The artwork remains. The tattoos remain.
Gotcha, right.
People's drawings of geography before the maps changed. Their drawings remain. It's just the official thing.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm with you now. I'll follow you. Yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that the articles that you think are not you guys personally, but the articles that people think are representing the Mandela effect by talking about it, they won't even bring up that we have residual evidence. So what they do is they leave you in a state of mind where you could think, well, maybe the companies did just change it. First thing they want you to believe is that it's false memory. But then if it's just products and brands and stuff like that, and they don't address any of the evidence, it still doesn't make it a very convincing thing for you all. It's a complete misdirection, in my opinion.
So does that mean that they know something? If they're deliberately,
course.
that means they know something. Yeah.
Are you kidding me, dude? Yeah, of course they do. I mean, there's a huge war on for your memory and your mind right now, and I've never seen so much of this stuff, right, Shiva? I mean, it's everywhere now. How bad your memory is. My senses aren't failing. You know what's messed up? Not my senses. What's messed up is this reality, and people are clinging on to it. They're clinging on to
trying
it
to make sense of it. They want the peasantry in a state of confusion. That's why they're more than happy to hide the truth and let people just walk around confused as fuck.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
you're
you can hear me
unmuted. I'm just trying to fight this echo, but but you're unmuted at the moment.
Cool.
You go for it. Your time, Shiva.
Oh, no, just a little bit. Yeah, I was just going to say about you asked a question about are they trying to suppress it, keep people from. There's definitely some people that are aware this is going on, not only us, right?
But what I'm getting at is there must be a beneficial reason for them to keep it.
Yeah, well, what they're trying to distract you from realizing what this is, or at least realizing the nature of it, right? If you start to realize that it's going on, they're going to say, oh, it's CERN in the fabric of space and time, or it's Satan screwing with your mind, or whatever it is, something fear-based, something strange that keeps you in a state of a prison, right? Rather than realizing that, reality is fluid. This is a communication from the divine, and it's actually a really positive thing, right? So they don't want you to know that, as always, right? But okay, so who's in on it? You may wonder. You've got like name changes. So you've got like Steve Seagal, right? He was actually, he's got CIA connections, that guy, right? Now, Steve Seagal was, this is stupid. Who do I care about this guy? Bad actor. Who do I care about his movie? But his name was Seagal, Segal, right? Steve Seagal. You've seen it hundreds of times.
Yep.
Now it's always been Seagal, like almost like a seagull, like seagull. Now you think to yourself, that's just ridiculous. And he didn't change his name. It's always been that way. And if you went up to him, you theoretically, in a physical world within the bookends, you'd go up to him and say, buddy, I know that you're screwing with us. Your name was Segal, right? How much are they paying you? Blah, 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 blah. I tell you.
I remember it was spelt like that because it was on Waterworld. I remember that because I had the physical VHS video.
Yeah.
Of it.
Now go check your VHS. It'll be EA. That's weird. Now the thing is, now if you had written it by hand, that would still be the original spelling, but the official one would be there. Now, if you go up to him and say, look, dude, you're in on it. I know right? The thing is, by now I'm not sure about anything, but I think he doesn't know. He thinks his name has always been SEA. His family, the Seagal family, Franco Colombo, now he's Colombo. You go and meet his family. You go back to Sardinia, You're going to see the family tree of the Columbus. You're going to be like, what the hell? I mean, entire history has been generated. I know that sounds insane.
Can I say something more insane? Back to
Very.
Steven Seagal, right? I
It's
do
very
remember.
thorough, right?
I remember throughout my childhood that the nickname for Steven Seagal was obviously just to call him Steven Seagal. Could it be possible that enough people, enough sentient meat suit operators around the world kept repeatedly calling him Steven Seagal, and it actually affected the construct? Is that out of the question, guys?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, since time is not really happening as it is like right now, perhaps your future self said, man, I'm going to go back in time and tell those people to start calling him Seagull so that this change will be affected later on. And they'll
Yeah.
see that, you know, this is the connection between the times.
That could definitely happen. And when you have us, when you have me and Shiva both unmuted, I think we're fine. It's just like sometimes when you guys aren't muted when we're talking, but right
Yeah,
now,
I
it's
think
okay.
it gets a little bit overloaded, so I'll just keep muting us.
weird.
I'll leave you two. Yeah, it didn't do it in the sound check. It never normally does this.
So weird.
So I'll mute us and I'll let you guys go on.
Yeah. So
Right. So latest high-profile victim of coinciditis,
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx. You want to read this one out on the right?
He's a great actor as well. I
He is,
enjoy, I
to
enjoy
be
his
fair, he is a
mind
very-
control movies.
Apart from the fact he is likely to be a satanic paedophile.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But no more heroes. Anyway, so prominent pro Britney Spears tour enthusiast during the pandemic is lucky to be alive, according to friends and family, after he suffered a stroke whilst on set. Blah, blah, blah. That's a bit about him. So down below, it says Jamie Foxx was fully in attendance to all the Britney Spears tours, concerts by July 21 as he joined action thriller film God is a Bullet, which has required its cast to be fully up to date with their digital Schwab injection. Fox also required attendees to show proof of full Britney Spears tickets while touring.
Yeah. Well, he had to pop into her tour while he's on his own
Britney
tour.
Spears tour.
So, I mean, it's like I've said many times recently, I don't think that any of members of the cult, no matter how high up, even
He's another one, just didn't get the memo.
maybe the royal members, they didn't get the memo, Andy PG. I think that it's not a case of not getting the memo. Maybe a memo was passed around saying that everyone has to take it. Because it seems to me that you have to take it and then you find out if your meat suit is compatible with Lord Schwab's
With the new digital-
glorious Fourth Industrial Revolution. If you're not compatible with the new Fourth Industrial Revolution, or you've got any Neanderthal blood in you, you're basically going to get coinciditis,
Of some form.
or it's going to speed up some hereditary. Oh, we should be careful. So to get to what was the last part of the show, just let loose and just ruin everything. You get the idea. We all know what's going on. I don't think we need to go into any graphic detail, but just to point out, yeah, Jamie Foxx, obviously a guy in his prime, probably eats the healthiest food.
He's like the new Will Smith, isn't he?
He doesn't.
So-
He doesn't.
He's like the
Like,
Will
you never
Smith
see him
replacement.
like hanging out of a club or anything like that.
No.
I thought I muted that. Bloody bugger! It is. Look,
Bloody
it-
bugger.
it is muted. What's going on? So yeah, I mean, he's not known to have any sort of rock star lifestyle. Obviously, super good shape. Shouldn't really be having a stroke. More Clown World here. Nice little juxtaposition. I like to do these ones. Nothing to do with each other, but everything to do with each other.
Free hat in every box on the tin foil.
Get your budget tinfoil hat. And it's definitely, you need to wear a tinfoil hat to misinterpret this graph that something strange happened in 20. Definitely put 33 layers in your tinfoil hat and double fold it.
Yeah. Double fold it to 66.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you'll be immune to this kind of peasantry show.
Gen Z. I mean, it does seem for this graph there is a general increase over the years of people that identify as a rainbow warrior. But if you're from Gen Z and you're born after 1997, you are particularly susceptible.
Targeted.
Yeah, the only people that it hasn't changed is basically the traditionalists before 1946. I think we get the
Who's
idea.
this from? Statista? What is this? Some kind of like fact-checking fucking...
If we don't know, for all we
Is
know,
this a creditable source here?
Well, no, Statista, I get, is like a Clown World statistics collecting company.
Okay.
But we don't know if this has been memed.
So they're reporting on Clown World, essentially.
Whether they know it or not, they're sort of reporting on
They're
themselves.
reporting on Clown World.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't need this graph to show me this to know it's true,
No.
because that definitely
Because
happened.
you've
Like-
purchased the tin foil previously.
yeah. Because I've got my special tin foil hat with the built-in reality filter. I know that this is in fact an accurate graph. I don't need to see the hard statistics.
Yeah. So when you get to the name changes, like there's probably thousands of these, maybe tens of thousands. I mean, there's so many I recognize. Now, the problem is when you introduce people that are new to the Mandela effect, we try and come with the reason we started with like Fruit of the Loom and Mirror Mirror is because it's so recognizable and already you're getting people to resonate with the view of them. I don't want to go through too many name changes because we want to hit people with some harder stuff first because people will be like, oh, you just don't know how to spell. Who cares if this person had a name, had an S on it or whatnot? But if you look right now, like for instance, a couple that are really pretty mind blowing, I think that people don't talk about enough. If you were to look at LaToya Jackson, right? Are you familiar with LaToya Jackson?
Yeah, sure, man.
Let me bring up a screen share before you guys even look, and I'll play the game with you guys too. So
It's
check
Michael's
this out.
sister.
Yeah, I'm going to show you a couple of name changes real quick. So,
Okay.
So check this out, guys. So,
To me, Charles M. Schultz is probably one of the biggest name changes.
yeah. Can you put my screen up?
Yes, let's go.
There we go. There we go.
Let me get rid of this
Oh.
QR code. 1 sec.
There
Yeah,
are
yeah, no
there are a
problem.
couple of Michael Jackson Mandela
So
effect.
LaToya Jackson was spelled like this. Now watch what happens to her first name. Her first name is split into two words now.
No way. No way.
100%.
Now she's always been La Toya. Here's another one too. Check this one out. You guys are all familiar with Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Look at his name now. Now
Yeah.
his last name is split in half. De
Michael.
Niro. The famous preacher from New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina, many people know him, televangelist, Joel Osteen. He's now Joel Osteen.
15.
It goes on and on. Like we could do this all day with name changes. I don't want to do this all day, but
Jim
think
Baker.
about how deep that is. If somebody's name changed, wow, that's pretty big because their whole family name had changed. Now there's a name change over here that's really huge that I don't know if you guys would be familiar with it in the UK, but there's a very famous brand of avocado, a type of an avocado, begins with an H. Are you guys familiar with that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, well, I'll play along for people that might be, playing along in the chat. So I remember, as millions of people do, Haas avocado. Okay, HAAS.
I know these avocados.
Okay,
I used to
you
use
don't.
these when I lived in New Zealand.
Not in this reality, pal, because now they
I used to have one S. I used to have one S. I used to have one S.
now they
Haas.
have.
Not even
Yeah.
the vegetables are safe. Not even the vegetables are safe.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So
No
I'm going
way.
to tell you a little bit about this. So there's a lot to this one, and I know this doesn't seem like a big deal, but let's think about the English language for a second, right? So now it's always been Haas, Hass. Now I remember Haas, as do you guys, right? And not only is it spelled like when do we ever use A's like that? 2 A's in a row in an English word and Haas. Why, if it was always Haas like this, which rhymes with pass, would we all quote unquote misremember, insert an extra A in there and pronounce a word as weird as Haas when it's always been Haas? But it gets deeper than that. So here's where the residual evidence comes in. Check this out, right? So like I said, so if you go to get an official Haas avocado and you go to the grocery store, and let's just say it has the little stickers from the company they put on the fruit, or it's sitting there in the official display that came from the company. Well, it's been Mandela affected. Now it's always been Hass, Hass. So their displays are going to have the new reality. So are the stickers. Many of these stores, including Walmart, Kroger's, and many other huge retailers in the world, right? Their computer systems still have not updated yet. So you can go there and they're going to sell you what says Haas on it, the new reality. You can still get a printed receipt for Haas, even though it allegedly never existed, because the Mandela effect didn't change the computer systems of all these different grocers. It happened with another one. Are you familiar with the spice called turmeric?
Yes. turmeric, yeah.
Yeah, so check it out. Check this out.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Stop
Now
it. No way. Stop it. It never
Now-
was spelled like that. No, not in
Yeah,
a million
This
years.
is brilliant.
Now
Yeah.
it's turmeric, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, so check this out. Just the other day, I went to Food Lion, another grocery store near where I'm at, right? I go to Food Lion, and I did a video on it. I do short videos. I do a lot of long live streams like you guys do, but I do some interesting short uploads. So I went to the grocery store, and I saw on the display that the I could just play it. Do you mind if I play a 60-second video?
Yeah, play it, dude. For
Yeah,
sure.
go for it. Go for it.
That'd be great. I mean, I don't want to come on and like hog the whole thing playing a bunch of videos.
No,
but-
it's your time, man. Go for it.
Yeah, you guys will like this. Where is that little? Here it is. So check this out. It's only 60 seconds. And then I have a follow-up video that's about 60 seconds.
We're not getting the audio, but I guess that's not so important.
Oh, no. It is important. Hang on.
Okay, basically, when you share your screen, you have to go back to the share screen menu, and you have to click in the bottom right corner to also share your audio.
Hang on 1 second. I can do it without doing that. Here you go. You should be able to hear it now. You hear it?
New crib. And
Yeah, we got it.
So I'm shopping at Food Lion, and I come over to look at the spice, see what I need for the new crib. And just like with many Mandela effects and these retail stores, the official spelling on the packaging will represent the new reality. Turmeric is now turmeric with an extra R. And they'll say, oh, you Mandela effect people don't have any evidence. You're just misremembering. Well, why do we consist?
So
Holy
you see that
shit.
right there? No R. No, let's get the second one, but no first R. And because that's not the Mandela affected product. Now, a lot of the Mandela affected things will get updated eventually by all their systems and everything. But after I made this video, right, I even said, I'm going to go back because I know that if I go back there, since it's in their POS system like that, I can go and buy this and get a printed receipt, and it's probably going to say it the old way. So I went back and bought it in the video. Fast forward a little.
So, just leaving Food Lion, where I went in and bought some turmeric, which is now turmeric, but the POS system, well, not the POS system, but the barcode underneath the product had it spelled the old way. Let's see what the receipt says.
Turmeric, not turmeric. This is significant.
Yeah.
Residual
I'm noticing a pattern here, mate. It's almost like the secondary way that these spellings are recorded, i.e., on like a sign, a label, or a till receipt. It's like that hasn't been updated yet because it's not the primary way. It's not the label on the actual product. Do you get what I'm saying? So the label on the
Totally.
physical product is like the layer one representation,
For sure,
and
bro.
that gets updated first. This is I didn't know this.
No, mate, this is
yeah,
crazy.
Lance, the
Yes.
other thing, okay, so let's say you take a photo, right? You're sitting there going, another one that Brian has some great residue for, the thinker statue. You know the thinker statue, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Imitate it for me. What's the thinker statue look like? Now, you
Like
might
this.
be affected by the okay. So you're affected by the new reality. But now, as far as I know, and we'll show you some very significant residue. Let's get this one up because this one's like what?
I'm ready. Just keep going. I'm ready.
Yeah, this is like a really good example of residue and a good example of what you're just talking about the second layer. Okay, but in this case, the second layer changes. Okay, if you had a third layer, this is a speculation. If you had someone making a drawing, I don't think the drawing would change, but that's another topic. For this, you have the thinker statue, right? Which used to be, for me, the right fist on the forehead.
Yeah, that's it. That's how I remember it.
On the forehead.
Yeah, like that. And
But
he's
not-
bent
not-
over. The dude's bent over.
Yeah, on
On the knee.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Bent
yeah.
over and the elbow on this knee. Okay. But now it's changed. And according to a few people and myself, according to quite a few people, it changed more than once. But so there's Arnold Schwarzenegger doing the famous pose of the thinker. Which is
I know
famous
this,
body
Shiva. I know this because I don't know if you're aware. There's a content creator called John Levi.
Yeah, sure.
Does
Yeah.
architecture and stuff. Yeah, sure. You know,
Sure, bro.
He's done many a video right with a statue of the thinker statue of like
Right.
this pose, the old pose, and it's still like that. If you go to YouTube now and watch a John Levi video, he will showcase a statue with them in this pose.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
I'm seeing this. This is
Yeah,
actually, I do remember this as well.
Yeah.
This
So-
is how it was originally.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the thing. So people will say, "Oh wow, I had my photo taken with the imitating this pose with the thinker statue. I'm going to go home and check my photo." So makes sense. You're like, I'm going to have evidence of the way it used to be, because this photo is a photo sitting in my drawer. It's not online, right? So here's the photo. Look at the statue. The statue is now it's in the new way. And the elbow is on the left knee. That lady has her fist closed on her forehead. Now, why would she be doing that? Unless she was imitating the way it used to be. So the human being didn't change. And maybe if you made a sketch of her with your hand, it might not change. But the photo changed and the original statue changed.
That is so interesting, man.
That's
It's
pretty
freaky.
When the Mandela effect changes something, right? To clarify this even a little further, when the Mandela effect changes anything, if you took, so you're probably familiar with even something, whatever it is, whether it's, say it's the Berenstain Bears, which is now the Berenstain. Most people have heard of that, right? So even if you took a picture of a book when it was Berenstain, when you took a picture of the book, right? Now the Mandela effect's changed it. All the Berenstain are now Berenstain books in everybody's possession. You're gonna be like, well, I got proof that the Mandela effect changes. I'm gonna go pull out my photo, and you pull out a photo of when you took a picture of that book. That photo is gonna be changed. Video is gonna be changed. If you videotape or take a photograph of the official thing that's Mandela affected, your photo will change. So that's what we're seeing here. And because here's another example, right? Fist under the chin, right? And here's the crossover, like Shiva's talking about. It was not crossed over off the leg. But look at this guy again, fist to the head, and his arms not crossed over across his body. Why would these people continually come to a statue and pose the wrong way?
This
Well,
is
I'm
a
telling you,
holographic construct.
they didn't pose the wrong way. They posed the way it was. The Mandela effect changed this item after the fact and retroactively all the way back through time, and it changed all the photographs of the Mandela affected item, but not the people. And then there's one that's even much better.
Brian, I've got a quick question. So,
Yeah.
from what I can tell, you're saying that if a human being wrote something down, it wouldn't change. If a human being input something into a computer and printed it out, it wouldn't change. But the actual physical thing, it changed. Does that
Can I
mean?
say something?
Yeah, of course, Shiva. Yeah.
Sorry. No. Finish your question. Sorry.
I was going to ask was, so let's call it a construct again. So would that mean that the construct can't affect anything biological or anything done by a biological being?
I would say wrong. Absolutely not, because it's
No?
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Right.
the creator said biological, and we have changes in the human body, which we're not going to get to yet, but we're going to get there. So it absolutely can change those things. But for the most part on this stuff, it doesn't. It doesn't seem to want to change things that are done with human expression, human creativity and all this. It changes the Mandela, not that creativity to go into a statue, but all the stuff around it.
Sure, but like, I mean, to an extent, a human being
extent,
writing something down on a bit of paper is creativity. Even them
Most of the time.
inputting something into a computer and then going to the trouble of printing it out, it might not look pretty, but it is creating something. It is still
Right.
Yeah,
That's a
organic,
good
if you
point.
want to call it that. It's
Yeah,
done
that's
by
a
an
good-
organic being.
You know, I agree with you. It's a good point. And as you said, for the most part, it seems to be this way, but not always. That's the thing. The Mandela effect, since I believe it's, you know, it's the divine, it can do anything. It can
Because
affect
I thought
anything.
what I was getting at in my brain, like, because
Yeah.
this is overload for me. I didn't know anything about this, all this stuff. This
Sure.
is weird as fuck. I
Yeah.
was getting at, well, if this is a generated AIX construct, maybe it can't touch the Undersoul's beings or anything
Well,
they've done.
okay,
But if
the
that's
thing
not
is-
the case, then it's not.
Yeah, I don't know. You know,
Sorry,
I don't
the
know,
oversoul, not the undersoul.
I don't know if we can put any limitations on what can be done, right? Like we with our little minds, we're trying to say, even though we can be very smart, right? But we're like, well, no, I think it can only affect this, but it can affect this if I make a drawing. In my opinion, it could affect the drawing if it wanted to. It can do whatever it wants. It's God. It is the everything, right? Can change the everything because it is the everything. We're inside this dream, right? So it can change it. So I don't think that there's any, but it's leaving intentionally these little things so that we notice. That's not the only reason it's doing that. It's the first stage, right? It's giving us a little, hey, ting, ting, ting. And we're like, what? And we notice it. Now, if both things had changed, we wouldn't notice it as much. We'd be like, oh, yeah, well, no, I guess I imitated it. We wouldn't give it any thought. But the fact that it's different, you know, because it could do what it wants. It could just change it. It could overwrite your memory. Then you wouldn't remember. What would be the fun in that, right? So I believe these little things are being left as, you know, little Easter eggs for us to find. If you're, you know, clever enough, or if you're ready to see that, you can see it, you know.
If you're paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're not ready for it, it's not a bad thing. It's just that, you know, your brain is like brain science is a bit weird, but let's say the amygdala, right, is regulating what you can observe, what you can see, and what you can, it's like, no, that's a bit too much for the guy. So it doesn't let you see that. And it says, okay, I'm going to give it a little bit more information, you know. So you may not be ready for certain concepts in your life. So it doesn't matter what's shown to you. You're just going to resist it, right? You know, so.
Check this out. So this is probably our favorite picture to do with this, right?
Yeah.
And if you guys aren't clear on what we're saying about the photography and the video, you know, changing with the Mandela affected item, please let us know or in the chat, and we'll elaborate on that more. But again, if a photo or video is taken of any Mandela affected thing before the change happens. If you go and pull out your photos or videos, they're going to show the new reality. So this would be the new reality. Now, why am I saying that this was definitely taken before and not just after the fact? Look at this. A whole school trip.
Holy shit.
Children all posing the quote unquote wrong way. So
I will just play devil's advocate there, Brian.
Yeah.
All it takes is for one person to start doing it, and the sheep will follow.
So why
So-
would the teacher sit here and have them pose?
Absolutely. I'm just playing devil's advocate a little bit. I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm actually fully in agreement with you that, yeah, these guys actually, like, their body knows what to do. Their consciousness knows it didn't change. But some people might say that, you know, all of them are doing it just because one or two were doing it.
Yeah, we got to play devil's advocate sometimes, but this is uncanny because there's like 20 people.
Yeah, adults as well. So yeah, I'm fully in agreement that this is this is what's going
For
on.
sure.
Yeah, believe me.
Yeah.
I just thought, you know,
like-
I have to appeal to all the peasants.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course. But you know, as we can see, obviously the teacher has them get in frame, whoever this guy is, you know, that he's not going to have 20 kids sitting there posing the wrong way right in front of the statue. You know what I mean? So I think this is a very significant piece of residual evidence.
Yeah, I think it's a really good one. You know, the thing is, though, the interesting thing about the Mandela effect, it's very kind. You know, you'll see there's an intelligence behind it. There's a compassion behind it. There's a desire to bring you into a kind of a correction, you know, that there's some weird stuff going on in the world, and how to make it better and how to be a more integrated person and whatever. I'm not just talking bullshit. I mean, totally mean that. It's a very deep thing, actually. And stuff like this is just like, you could always, as you say, try to, appeal to the peasants. You could always just wish it away. There's always an option. You say interview with a vampire, interview with
It's
a dog
easier that
vampire.
way. It's easier to just.
Yeah, exactly. You're saying, well, either reality can change all the way back, or like, no. What's the other option? And the other option is, oh, well, companies always change their logo on the fruit of the loom. You just think it's some leaves, and you're like, what? Okay, well, that's good enough for me, because the other one is too weird, right? I mean, and after a while, though, there's just too many. You can't just keep taking that option, but it always does give you an option to opt out of it. Even that one with the kids like this, I'm sure there's a way you could justify it somehow.
While we're still talking about examples, I need to put it on the table. The one that really did it for me when I first started hearing about Mandela effects was the James Bond, the Jaws one, with the little, with the girl at the end with the braces. Now, I remember watching that as a kid. I remember other people there watching it with me. I remember seeing her very noticeable metal braces covering her teeth, and she smiled. And the whole reason for the whole scene was that Jaws had metal teeth too, so they had something in common.
He found his true love.
To then see the new version of it, where she has no braces, she has normal teeth. Not only was it shocking, it also makes the scene completely not make sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And it's now there's so many examples, right? And we're getting there. But to think that everybody, because I still see some people saying collective misremembering and delusion. It's like, how do people all around the world that know each other collectively misremember, quote unquote, the exact same things as each other? You know what I mean? Like over and over and over.
Yeah,
and over.
one for me is the Monopoly dude with a monocle. Yeah, like I distinctively remember that, because I used to run around when I was a little boy like that, because our
100%.
family used to play Monopoly because they're money hungry secondary psychopaths. But it definitely had a fucking monocle on it. The dude
and
had
what's
a
his
monocle,
name?
man.
And what's his name? The guy's name?
I don't know.
I didn't know he had a name.
He has a name, yeah. You know this one?
No,
Brian?
no, go on, Shiva, go on.
You say his name, right? His name. Many people remember him as Moneybags, right? That's the
Yeah, now he's Rich Uncle Pennybags.
rich Uncle Penny.
I've never heard either of those. But, right.
Speaking of the
What
monocle,
is going on?
the monocle
I guess
is so iconic. So like, we're not talking. We're gonna talk about my uncle's graduation for a minute, Shiva. We're not talking about my uncle's graduation video.
Let's talk about your uncle's graduation, man. You bring it up a lot.
I'm not saying, hey, there's this Mandela effect in my uncle's graduation video. Believe it, right? We're talking about some of the most iconic things.
Look, guys, I think the Monopoly dude is he's a double whammy, right? It's his name and his monocle. Most Mandela effects, correct me if I'm wrong, is only one thing. Is that right?
No.
Oh no!
Oh, no,
fuck me!
no,
I got
no.
okay. Sorry,
Many times there's
cancel that. Right?
two.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Right, spill it, boys. Spill it. Lay it out.
Let's stick on the monocle for a minute, because so many of the most iconic accessories are missing from people. Like, it's unbelievable.
Right.
So him not having a monocle. Are you guys familiar with Richard Simmons, the workout guy?
Yes.
What's he known for wearing? What's
Like
his outfit?
like a leotard, like a spandex leotard.
Anything
For
else?
sure.
Any accessories?
He had like little shorts, like a fluffy afro,
Fluffy afro.
maybe a headband,
Headband,
like a
yeah.
sweatband.
Headband,
Sweat-
yeah, he had
of
a
course, he wore a
headband.
sweatband to hold his afro back. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'll challenge you, because I know you
Lord.
can't do it. You won't be able to find one picture of him anywhere or a video of him anywhere wearing a headband.
Nowhere.
Completely erased from reality. He looks completely
Even the
ridiculous.
dark web.
Just like the Monopoly Man. So the Monopoly Man no longer has the monocle, right? You know what they're trying
the
to tell
monocle
us?
was his trademark. That was his main thing. The dude.
It's what
with
made
the
him
monocle.
super posh.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Is it like
Yeah,
real
man.
ultra posh people wear a fucking monocle? And if you're the Monopoly dude in your tuxedo with your top hat, your cane, you're gonna wear a fucking
Oh.
monocle.
Hey, bro, what did Tom Cruise wear in Risky Business when he did that dance?
Oh, I
That's so
don't think
shameful.
I've seen that movie, man. I tried to keep my mind control to a minimum.
Me too, as well. But like, if you have a sister or some other, you know, like, they're gonna watch it. Okay, so he wears this shirt, right? You know this shirt. The shirt's changed as well. But okay, everybody's gonna know this. But he wears sunglasses. Like, he has sunglasses. Now they're gone. They're completely gone. It's okay if that one doesn't mean anything to you. That one for some people is like, no way. You know.
No, I'm just looking at the comments, Shiva. People are saying shades, sunglasses.
Yeah, he's
Totally.
never had them in that scene now. That famous scene where he has the
Come on.
underwear and he had a white shirt on and sunglasses and he would do this dance routine. Now he has no glasses and a pink shirt. So again, you could check your own copies. You can do what I did when several years ago in like 2018
This is
when I first
wild.
started doing videos and I wanted to show people about the Monopoly Man and the monocle. I went and checked the 2 versions of Monopoly that I had in my house. One was from like the 1960s. There's no monocle on the Monopoly Man. It's not like these things were just reissued and reprinted. They've been completely erased from reality.
On every physical Monopoly board in existence.
On every physical one. And there's a lot of popular brands too that like people might know, like Kit Kat. You guys familiar with the Kit Kat candy bar?
Of course.
It's never had a dash now.
Yeah, we know that. That one is like a classic one.
I'm just Googling Kit Kat. One sec.
Yeah, it used to have a dash between the kit and the cat, and that's a pattern we see. I'll get you another one too. Check this out. So after you do that, speaking of the dash, I'd like to take the screen back if I can.
Yeah. Get your screen up. I'm just having a look here. I do remember a dash for sure.
So yeah, so the dash is gone from the Kit Kat. Now check this out. You guys are familiar with the cartoon Beavis and Butthead?
I love Beavis and Butthead.
There you go.
Watch this.
It's
Watch
going to
this.
surprise you then.
Butthead's name is now hyphenated and always has been in this
What?
reality.
No way! Stop it! That's not true. Wait a minute. I've got a Beavis and Butthead comic on my shelf. Can I'm just going to go and look for it while you guys carry on talking.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
You
For
get
sure.
Spider-Man is another one, now hyphenated.
Oh yeah, what the hell? That's whacked. No way, man.
It goes on and on. There's a pattern that's happening to movies that had the word verse in it. They're now changing to a V, even if you own the copy, like Superman versus Batman. It's now Batman versus Superman. I mean,
Wow.
Batman v Superman.
That's
There's
weird.
another movie people know, Ford versus
Suck.
Ferrari.
Okay, so I just found this original. I'm not a big comic geek, but I have a few comics. Right, this is a 1994 Beavis and Butthead comic, and now it has a dash.
There you go.
Make it not true. Like,
Well,
what?
yes. Yeah, they say, some people say Mandela effects don't cause any harm. But
This is why I had to get you two on, because we could have done a presentation about Mandela effect. We wouldn't have got anywhere near this level of detail already, and we're only a little way in.
Oh, we're just getting warmed up. We haven't even talked about the big stuff. We're just
there's so much.
Now, like, we still maybe we can transition into the creation of Adam, Shiva. If you want to explain it, I'll get images ready. I think that'd be a great one to get
Yeah,
into.
sure. It's sort of thematically from the statue, from artworks, great artworks that have been changed. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so you want to go ahead.
Oh yeah, this is in the Sistine Chapel by Michelangelo, painted. Supposedly he had a very sore neck after going like this.
Are you guys familiar with the creation of Adam?
Is this did you say a Michelangelo painting?
Yeah, you'll know it. It's on the roof of the Sistine Chapel. I've been there. I've seen it. It's beautiful.
Is it the one where it's not the finger where he reaches out with the finger?
Yeah, exactly. Now, do you remember the angle? What's the angle for you, Lance? What do you remember? Like, where's God's hand and where's
Well, God is in the top right, and he's reaching down diagonally to the bottom left with his finger down towards the whatever he's pointing at.
Okay, so put your two hands, make your one hand Adam and make your one hand God is approximately like that. Yeah, that looks about the same for me. So imagine our surprise when I looked up into the Sistine Chapel and I saw something very weird.
So you remember what we do, and that is God reaching down to Adam,
Yes.
right? And I remember at about a 45-degree angle reaching down to provide the divine spark.
Yeah,
That
he's
was
obviously
the-
going to be higher. He's God. He's going to be reaching down from heaven.
Obviously. I mean, obviously God's going to be higher. Yeah. Well, that's not the case anymore in this reality, because now this is the creation of Adam painting on the Sistine Chapel.
What?
What?
No.
Adam's hand is basically even higher than God. He's got this
Yeah.
limp wrist thing going.
His
God's coming
wrist-
down at an angle like this.
His wrist is higher.
Nah,
than
man,
the-
this isn't right.
Yeah, the wrist on the left is higher than the wrist on the right.
This is hundreds of years old, and this is painted in the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. So this has nothing to do with movies and media, American products, marketing, rebranding, it has nothing to do with that. You could ask anybody what this looks like.
Michael.
When we generate, rise above, generate, rise above, extinguish fear, rise above, abstract stillness, rise above, rise above, extinguish fear, rise above, extinguish fear when we generate, rise above, generate, rise above, extinguish fear, rise above, abstract stillness, rise above, rise above, extinguish fear, rise above, extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above, generate, rise above, extinguish fear, rise above, abstract stillness, rise above, rise above, extinguish fear, rise above, extinguish fear when we generate. Since day one we've been going in militant, not same, also different, abstract stillness, no equivalent, a double L slow's omnipotent, may I suggest a lyric privilege, I got a bar that'll tear through a chest, and cause a massacre from my caliber, your Kevlar can't protect. Anyway, back to the subject, expose devilish acts to the public, and talk topics they won't publish, instigating cold war / Sputnik. Observe you with a satellite view, heard the cattle these parasites do, worshipping the gods of our conquerors is a blinded acolyte view. Meant for the spineless remain reminded, they drink blood and sacrifice you. It's so misguided, laws are provided to benefit the chosen few. So we rise above and extinguish fear when we generate love. A single candle lights up the darkness, that is the power we all harness. Let's identify targets, light them up, lick them down. Carpet beef, sprinkling garnish, the message, word, power, sound. I don't care if our wit gets tarnished, split this shit till I'm dead in the ground. Where they pollute your mind with garbage, do one thing, just hold it down. Rise above when we generate, rise above, generate, rise above, extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above when we generate, rise above, extinguish fear when we generate love. Rise above when we generate, rise above, rise above, extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above when we generate, rise above, and extinguish fear when we generate. This is more than 232s in a hook. You want lyrics? I write books. Where your head double L overtook, with a statement you can't overlook, and I drop rhymes you can't unhear. Plot lines never unclear, and I tell them direct to your ear. I doubt the signs that guided us here. And these lies from lost puppeteers who cut through throats like swashbuccaneers. Calls to arms, don't volunteer, or take orders from brigadier. From war and carnage, they profiteer. The march goes on till we disappear. It's my duty to interfere, smash them system like chandelier. MC chat about whips and cars, I rap bars about pyramids on Mars and other weird subjects, hidden for years, locked in casks. Strap a protective mask, inform your collective, war a star. It's a harrowing task and I'm swimming in fears on a narrowing path, I'm powering past. All these bullshit rappers will devour you last, and they're carrowing fast. Drop from the top of a towering shaft, push for the ledge of a soaring peak, shook from the pledge of a war and speak. That outlook's bleak, frozen breath cause the output's weak. Rise above when we generate, rise above, rise above, extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above when we generate, rise above, extinguish fear when we generate love. Rise above when we generate, rise above, rise above, extinguish fear when we generate. Rise above when we generate, rise above, and extinguish fear when we generate.
and they're all going to tell you it's at a 45. And in fact, if we ever got into residual, and again, these are just people's drawings, right? And I'll show you a few of them. Okay, God is depicted higher, always coming down at an angle on these things. Okay.
Yeah, right.
That's how it was, right?
Yeah.
This is how it was, down at an angle, at an angle.
We've got a comment that this has already actually been memed by our meme team. We did a meme called the Greta Reset, and it was like Klaus Schwab's finger reaching down to the planet that had Greta's face on it with a little red reset button, and it was 45 degrees. I should try and find it.
Yeah, if you could pull it up, and I'm glad you brought up the memes, because memes are a great residual, because people make memes of things all the time now which have never existed in this reality. In fact, one of the most popular memes out there is Morpheus from The Matrix, and you know the quote where he says, "What if I told you?"
Yes.
Do you know the whole line?
What if I told you that everything you know is a lie?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, well, he's never said that in The Matrix. That scene
said
to
it.
be gone. Even if
You just misremember that, Lance. It's your imagination. You just wish it were true.
he literally has never said that, yet it's like the most popular meme on Facebook for years.
Imagine, if you will.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that meme, but I can't find it.
Yeah.
But we all know, everyone in the comment section is all saying it's 45 degrees, God's fingers reaching down.
Yeah.
100%.
So
So-
it's
but
not
the
only
other thing-
affecting like brands, it's not only affecting happenings in the 20th century, it's affecting pieces of art that are like hundreds of years old.
And let's talk about the experience that people are having, right? So if me and you and Shiva and even if all the people in the chat, let's just say we all went on some excursion and we had some like haunted house experience or something, and we tried to tell people about it, they would still be on the outside looking in, and they would have to believe our testimony, right? And I could understand why people wouldn't believe that, right? But with this, there is nobody on the outside looking in, because everybody's affected by a slew of these. Now, most of them will deny it. Many of them just aren't aware of it or whatever, and that's fine, of course. But there is nobody that's unaffected from this. Maybe from a few of the changes, but everybody's affected by tons of them. I mean, look how many we've gone through. We haven't gone through even that many yet, and you guys have resonated with just about all of them.
Yeah.
We've even got a comment here, where did the deniers go? Because I think until about 5 minutes ago, we had some people in the live chat who were like saying, this is bullshit. And for some of the names I recognise, and listen, we always invite people here. No one has to agree with everything that we say on Rise Above, that's for sure. But the funny thing is that I think the people that were denying it in the last 5 minutes, they've left the chat. I don't think any of them are left after the last couple of examples.
You know, Lance, it's really weird. Well, not really weird. I guess it's the way it is. But with this particular topic, it's very triggering. You know, it's like even among people, you know, you're thinking, oh, normie people are going to get freaked out when they learn about, you know, this certain bang bang thing wasn't real, or this thing is a blah blah blah, or this thing is fake, and right, you know, it's too much for their brain, or the shape of this and that, right? Too much for them. But Mandela effect is like, it's really accessible. You know, it's like stuff that you know in your life, you know, products and things that you know in your life. So it's like really easy to get a handle on, wow, something is going on, right? But for some people, even really smart people that are able to, you know, see through the shape of the realm and all kinds of hoaxes and stuff, when it comes to the Mandela effect, they just, there's like a governor or something. There's something really like.
I actually spoke too soon. There's at least 2 people that are still there that are saying, no, I am a denier. I'm still here.
It's totally cool. I get it. You know, like, you know, who are we to say?
I
It's
don't
just
get
that
it.
If it was, I mean, okay, in some things, right, we're so sure, like if your mom's name or something, if like tomorrow everybody started saying your mom is another name, you know, Barbara, you'd be like, no, it's not. And you would know 100%. But even your mom starts saying her name is Barbara. She shows you her passport, all this stuff, the whole family. They're like, hey, man, you're crazy. She's always been Barbara. Like, I know that would be, it's like a Twilight Zone episode, you know, and you'd be like a little bit freaked out. But you would still know. You know what I'm saying? You would still know. But with the Mandela effect, it's more than that. You have millions of other people who also remember the same as you. So it's not like
And then we have piles of evidence to back up what we all remember.
residue. So it's
Hundreds
pretty
of years
obvious. You
What
know?
does King Tut look like to you? What does King Tut
Oh
look like?
yeah, oh yeah. We can't forget this one. This
King
is
Tut.
one-
So he's an Egyptian. Is he a pharaoh?
Yeah,
Which
Yeah.
is
It
that's
was a big-
like
it was a big
what's the
display.
what's the identifying features on his mask?
There's a big tomb. He went around the world. I think it was in the.
He's got a
80s.
big long beard. Well, fake, like
Yeah,
Does he have
right.
a long beard and it's like a snake's head with the lines? He has that headdress. Is that King Tut?
Right, he's got a headdress, and
Yeah.
what's on here is a snake, right? You
yeah,
remember
yeah,
that?
yeah,
Yeah.
Where the third eye is.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
so
then you
let me
remember,
look at the screen real quick, and I'm
and
going to
he's
show you.
gold.
Because the
Gold.
reason the snake is there on the third eye place is because it symbolizes knowledge back in the ancient times.
Well, guess what? Your knowledge just got munched on by another creature who's like moving in on
He
the
got
snake
Nelson.
territory. Yeah,
Go ahead,
check
bring
it
up the
out.
screen. Check this out.
You're like,
This
hey,
is King Tut now.
I
this
never
is-
noticed this snake had a
Nah,
gat.
nah.
Nah. Woohoo! Now this one is
He
crazy.
never had a vulture. There was never a vulture on his head. It was always just a snake, not a snake.
Yeah,
bird.
it was always just
That
a snake because it was where the third eye is, symbolizing knowledge. That's what it is. It's not.
100%.
So
Yeah.
now it's got what? Is that is that a snake or a bird?
Oh god,
Yeah.
it's not a baby phoenix head, is it?
Yeah, no,
got a
it's
snake and a vulture.
it's like kind of like a vulture like kind of thing. It's got an actual name in Egyptian. I should have brought it up, but the thing is, I brought this up with a woman one time, like right in front of me. You know, like they take the download right in front of you, and I said to her, "What do you remember King's Tut? Blah 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 blah." She says King Tut's blah blah blah. She said, "Oh, there's a snake." I said, "A snake, right?" I said, "Just a snake, right? Only one?" She said, "Yep, only one." And then I said, "Now look online." She looked online, and she was like, in 30 seconds, she was like, "Oh yeah, now I remember. There was always two. I have a minor in art history."
Nah,
and
she's
for
full of
sure,
shit.
it was
She's full of
always-
shit, Shiva.
And I sat there going, "Oh, I didn't want to say you took the download, baby, but I mean, you did, but I didn't want to be a dick about it. But I mean, because it's like, well, it is what it is, right? You just took the download." Now,
That doesn't even make sense. I mean, look at it aesthetically. It just doesn't even make sense. It's not.
Not
It's
at all.
off kilter. It's not symmetrical. It doesn't look right. That just doesn't look right to me.
yeah, well, the snake shall lay down with the vulture.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
We'll bounce it around a little. Most famous museum in America begins with an S. 2 words I'm looking
Oh
for.
yeah, this one is-
Smithsonian.
Yeah.
What's the second
What's
word?
the second word?
Institute.
Yes, you're the man.
The Smithsonian Institute is what was taking away all of the really cool artifacts that were dug
No,
up anywhere.
That's where
Lance-
anything of any significance is hiding right now. There
I'm
in
sorry,
the Vatican.
brother. You belong in an institution.
Oh
because
fuck
you-
off! Stop it! It's not. No,
Nah.
this cannot be
bro.
right.
This is wrong.
I'm sorry.
Now it's always been the Smithsonian
It's always-
Institution.
Yeah,
But you
we're
ask
gonna
anybody,
reprogram you. We're gonna put you
Troops
back.
put out- People talk about this museum all the time. It was
Yeah.
definitely the Smithsonian Institute, but now it's always been the Smithsonian Institution. Let's go through a couple. What does the DEA stand for? Do you know?
Drug Enforcement Administration.
Agency.
Youngstone.
Yes.
Drugs
One of-
Enforcement Agency, the DEA.
Yes,
Do you know
old
why? Because my mum's very good friend, her husband was very high up in the DEA. They lived in Bogota. I remember going to visit them
Bogota.
once. Yeah, Drugs Enforcement Agency all day long.
All right.
100%.
Now
My
it's always-
reference is like I remember on Breaking Bad, it was like the Drug
Now it's
Enforcement
always been administration. It's never been agency, according to this drugged out reality. Yeah.
You guys were playing some hip hop earlier. You guys rappers and shit. What do you got? I got some-
Yeah. I'm an MC. We're gonna play a couple of my music videos in the interval actually.
Cool.
Are you familiar with a group? Are you familiar with a late '80s, early '90s hip hop group called Belle Biv DeVoe?
Called what?
Belle Biv DeVoe? No, maybe
No,
not.
No,
I'm
no.
not, mate. No.
Well, I'll
Fuck
since I
no.
brought it up, I'll just show people real quick in case they.
It's before
So
your
I
time,
was-
Sammy.
Belle Biv DeVoe was spelled like this, and now it's 2 L's, a double L. So, and this is a pattern we see with these L's. So Joel Osteen lost his L. Belle Biv DeVoe got an L. Are you familiar with the actor Sybil Shepherd?
Sybil Shepherd.
I've heard of Sybil Shepherd. Yeah.
Sybil Shepherd now has 2 L's in her first
Yes.
name, which she
Mark
never did.
Hamill.
Mark Hamill is another one. Luke Skywalker. His name used to be like this, Hamill. Now it's Hamill with 2 L's.
Right. 2 secs.
Ed O'Neill is another one.
Okay, guys, right, on the show, right, Brian, I
Hamilton.
know you're not familiar with our show, right? But me and Lance, we've taken some flack about this before previously on our call-in shows, right? We've suggested many times, and I stand by it now, that some of these people walking around are physical NPCs. We call people NPCs as a laugh because they don't know shit and they just go along with the tribe, right? But we think there are literally people walking around there without a soul. And they are physically not, they're physically here, but they are not human. They're just whatever you want to call it, right? NPCs.
Right.
I wonder, right, if the people whose names have changed are actually soulless beings.
I actually, so this is something I talk about all the time in depth too. We talk about this all the time. So my opinion is, now I don't know, that's one take. What if the people's name changed and they're not the same soul inside? What if they were swapped out when the
Whoa.
Like a new contract has been started, so they have to make a name change.
You're errant, which means you're a problem.
Thanks, Jason. That's very interesting. I often see them as maybe almost like, these famous people, obviously we're talking about here, as almost like corporate entities. So it's like, it's almost just like a skin sleeve. There's something animated.
Exactly. You just do what you're told.
But that name, that product is obviously owned by your Warner Brothers or your MGM or something like that, and it doesn't matter. Maybe that meat suit expired. Let's have a fresh one to fill the role. We'll just change the letter,
upgrade
a
it.
bit. Hey, anything's on the table.
Right. Hey, on that note, check out Procter and Gamble, man. You want to bring up Procter and Gamble residue just because it's like
Sure.
There's a there's a Procter and Gamble warehouse just up the road from us. Many years ago, I even worked there as a picker and packer for an agency.
I love it, man.
So I remember seeing the sign Procter and Gamble.
And it's
Spell
with an
Procter.
O, isn't it, bro? Like Proctor, like doctor.
Yeah, Procter and Gamble.
Yeah, but now you look online. If you look on Apple Maps, you get a little bit of residue, but like everywhere else, it's always been the
No
news.
way.
I know it's retarded now, of course. Now, and if you look at the guy's name, William Proctor, the family patriarch, and it's ER, so his family tree back to blah 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 is all gone back to ER. The amount of changes that has to be done. This isn't like going in the records. This is going into reality and rewriting reality from the point of origin, even from the great grandparents of Proctor, which have ER instead of OR.
You're not the only person I've spoken to that's worked there and thinks it's spelled Proctor with an OR. Can you share my screen? I want to show you something.
Sure.
Yeah. This is killer. Now, you're talking about the name change and legal status and whatever. Here's a great example of that. Now, you remember Procter & Gamble like we all do, right? Proctor, doctor.
Yeah.
Now Proctor.
Procter. And it's always been this way, and they didn't change their name. There's no record of them changing their name from OR to ER. It's always been this way. But if you go into the patents, because they've made hundreds of products, so they've had to apply for hundreds of patents.
Okay.
If you go to the old patents, when is this? 1968. Look at this. Procter and
There we go.
Okay, that's 1968, granted 1971. So you've got various cleansers and soaps and whatever. So here we have, what's this one? 2013. Okay, 2013, it's still OR, Proctor, like doctor. So in 2013, this company was still called that. This is a legal document. This is a patent application. You don't just make mistakes for the hell of it. If you do, it's not the thing anymore, right?
Yeah, this is the one document where you have to get every single letter right.
That's my birthday.
Exactly.
May 23rd.
There we go. Happy birthday. We already
But check this out.
Good
This is
filing.
where you wanted to lead into.
95.
I'm pretty sure.
Now, this is the killer one, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
April
2015.
So look at it. And when they applied for it. So this is one of the cases where I think you can almost nail down when this Mandela effect took place. So check this out. Procter and Gamble, the way we remember it, even though it's allegedly never existed in this reality and we're just misremembering and blah, blah, blah. Here it is again in black and white in the patents that were filed. Applicant, the Procter and Gamble company. But later on, when it got assigned to the Procter and Gamble company because the change happened in between this time from when it was filed to when the patent was issued. So
does that mean that the patent is still valid to their name because it technically wasn't issued within their name?
That's a good question. I mean, now it's May 5th. Okay, so 2014, it was still OR, right? May 5th.
But then it was applied, granted
April.
in 2015.
So I've just seen something there. I've just noticed something. So the applicant, it says the applicant has got the original name with the proctor, but then the assignee.
Yes, and
So-
that all the older ones that we showed had applicant and assignee, and they were both OR. I'll show more.
So
but this one, because this is when the change happened in between, while it was in the process in late 2014, early 2015, that's when we're saying this change likely happened. And then the assignee was Procter ER once they granted the patent.
So
then
Brian and Shiva,
from
Stanley
2000
Milgram in the chat here, he's saying people make spelling mistakes.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway,
Yeah,
from
we did.
2015 onwards, now it's ER. Yeah, people make spelling mistakes, but legal documents that are patent applications that ensure that your company has a legal right to that product that they develop legally don't make spelling mistakes. They never do. And if they do, they're redone.
I would agree.
Let's talk about a spelling mistake. Do you guys know how to spell the word dilemma?
DILEMA, maybe double L.
No, neither of those are correct either reality. What about you? Dilemma?
No, I'm going to pass her.
Okay, so I remember the word being spelled dilemma, DILEMNA, with a silent N. Okay, and not only did dilemma,
Dilemma.
okay, I'm glad you said it like that too, because it was always pronounced dilemma, but many people not only remember a silent N in there, but people remember it incorrectly pronouncing it as dilemma to remember how to spell it with that silent N.
Absolutely.
And now that silent N has never been there in this reality.
Yeah.
People in the comment section can remember it. I'm just putting them up on the screen here.
I definitely remember for sure. 100%. I was a really good speller, and I would always put in my mind every time I wrote it, I would say in my mind, dilemma. But of course, it's not dilemma. It's just a device to remember the spelling. But why would I just stick that in there? Like for nothing. It's like Haas avocado. It's the same thing. Why would I stick an extra A? It's so rare in English to have two A's in a row. Why would I just stick it there? It's so bizarre.
Yeah. You guys familiar with the movie Forrest Gump?
Sure. Yeah. I know
Forrest Gump. Yeah.
What's the iconic line that he says when he sits on the bench about a box of chocolates? How's the line go?
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Never know which one you're going to get.
Well, you're wrong, because now he's never said life is like a box of chocolates. Now it's always said life was like a box.
Nah, man. No.
Exactly. And this is a good one, because this one has.
You know how you feel. It's ridiculous.
There's people that have the quote tattooed. Life is like a box of chocolates, or the whole thing my mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates, right? Now it's always said it was, but check this out. And this is the same with the mirror. So let's go back to the definition of the Mandela effect. What's the Mandela effect? Well, the Mandela effect is it changes the official of everything, the official of that one thing. So if it's a movie change, it changes the thing in the movie on all the copies going all the way back into the past, okay? Even if you own it, it's been sitting in your house, it's sitting in a safe in your house, whatever. It's going to say life was like a box of chocolates. When a movie's dubbed over, right, in another language, what happens? Well, they remove the audio track, right? So if you remove the audio track out of that movie, right? So what I'm trying to get at is that movie's dubbed over in German, Italian, Dutch, many languages as you could imagine.
Swahili.
In the dubbed over versions of that movie. Now, when somebody redoes a movie as like a narrator in another language, They don't have the whole Forrest Gump movie memorized in their head and then go out there and just spitting out a broadcast. They have the official script in one way or another, right? That movie in those other languages still says life is like a box of chocolates. Mirror, mirror on the wall with Snow White. If you play, and I just video on this short video. If you played in German, Dutch, and I think I played Polish. So in German, Spiegeln, Spiegeln, she says in the mirror, which is mirror, mirror. Spiegel, Spiegel, I think is Dutch. Mirror, mirror, not magic mirror. That's some significant evidence that we have a ton of evidence for every single Mandela effect. Stuff that shouldn't even exist at all.
So I wonder if any of the people who are still skeptical in the chat, I wonder if what they've got to say about that there. I wonder how that would be,
because
quote unquote, like, you know, defended.
The whole point of it, mirror, mirror, is to do the incantation. You repeat the word. If anyone knows anything
it's
about
ritual.
it,
It's ritual,
like by saying magic mirror, it
Doesn't
takes
do anything,
everything away from it.
It takes the occult aspect of a spell away from it.
But also, I have an
invoke-
iconic line. But the fact that it changed, you know, you don't get caught just in the fact that it was mirror, mirror, and now it's magic mirror. You're like, oh, that's screwed up. You don't get just muddied in it. Like you get caught in the ping. You think about the ping from back, you know, it's mirror, mirror to magic mirror. What's the message in that? Oh, what is the message in that? And so it actually, you know, in a positive way, it draws your attention to something that is worth looking at, right? And you say, oh, there's thousands
With the
of
chat who are who are saying that's not evidence. Like,
Yeah, well, what's evidence to them?
yeah,
then?
I mean, it looks pretty fucking evidential to me.
I mean, you could say that's not. You could still say you're not convinced or whatever. But how is that not evidence? That's pretty good evidence that the people that narrate it in other languages happen to correlate with what the Mandela Effect community has been saying. But not only that,
In completely different geographical locations.
and not only that, those people that are saying that, I already know that they remember Mirror, Mirror as well. That's the weird thing about this is people want to throw it.
Can I just say something? I just saw something in the chat, so I'll just address it. I already said it, but basically, a friend of mine, you know, they're saying Brothers Grimm, you know, Brothers Grimm has Mirror, Mirror. Of course it does. That's the original. Right? The Disney movie also said Mirror, Mirror, right? But now it says Magic Mirror. My friend had a VHS tape, and he saw it literally 50 times with his family. He got it from his mother. His mother got it from her mother. He put it in, and he has seen this particular tape, not online, 50 times, and it always said Mirror, Mirror every single time. Hadn't seen it in years. I said, go put it in now. He went with his sister. He said, what do you remember? She said, Mirror, Mirror, of course. Put it in. Now it says Magic Mirror. So the Disney movie, the official one, said Mirror, Mirror. That's why we remember it that way. But somehow it's changed. So I just thought I'd address that. To me, it seems obvious, but what?
Let's add to it. So that was Walt Disney. That was Disney's first major animated release. Was actually Snow White in 1937. Okay, I can show you on video. Walt Disney himself, when excited about the release of the movie, and shortly thereafter, Walt Disney himself quoting his own movie, "Mirror, mirror on the wall."
Uncle
So
Walt
I guess
himself.
Henry Ford must not know his own signature. Walt Disney must not know the famous line from his own movie. You know what I mean? Like it gets a little ridiculous to say that there's nothing.
Yeah, I wonder what the number of coincidences is before it becomes mathematically impossible.
I don't know.
That's maybe what we should ask Jason. I wonder what the actual number would be before it becomes mathematically impossible.
Well, okay, it's getting back to your idea about people having souls. Like, you know, I can't say whether we all have souls, we're just in various states, or whether maybe there's people that actually literally aren't designed to apprehend certain things. And I'm not saying if you don't, in the Mandela Effect, you don't have a soul, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'll be ready now, whatever. And you know, maybe to that, like there is no, like the White House could turn into the Purple House, and the person would be like, oh, it's always been the Purple House, and we'd be like, what? Come on, man, you know. And it's like, for some of us, it's already got to that point. It's already, you know, Mirror, Mirror is already pretty hardcore, and that there are a few hundred that are just like ridiculous. You know, they're not like, oh, well, maybe it was that. It's just like, it was that. You know, if you've heard something, if you told me something 50 years ago, only one time, I probably wouldn't remember it, right? But if I've seen something or sung a song hundreds of times, and I'm not talking about singing it wrong the first way and getting the lyrics wrong. I mean, singing it correctly, reading the lyrics with other people, the official, you know, knowing this thing, having the actual album, and then years later, hearing the song going, what's that? Is that a new version? And you put your own album on and it's changed. I mean, that's crazy, you know. It's not something, it's like, well, maybe I remember it wrong. It's like, no, I heard it hundreds of times. At that level, you know, you can trust yourself. You say, they're trying to make you think that you're delusional. You're like, oh, you can't trust your memory. Your memory's notoriously unreliable.
I read a report, 33 million people in Britain are mentally ill. No, they're not.
That's very fitting. Guys, should we take a very short break? Because we've gone about 1 hour, 40 minutes in. Only about a 10-minute break. We'll play a couple of my music videos. Guys, get a drink, take a breather.
Sure. And let's
Roll the fatty.
Let people know we're going to get into geography next. I want to share some mind-blowing geography changes, and then we're going to really get into some pretty heavy stuff when it comes to this.
Okay, guys, you heard it here first. Don't go anywhere.
Michael.
Hello, welcome. You're through to Rise Above.
Oh, good evening, bro. I know all the code words. Do we still have to use them?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We need to use the code words more than ever.
You'll get fined 10 peasant shekels per swear word.
Is that Matt?
Oh, that is Matt. Yes. Hello,
Hi.
bro. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you, mate?
Oh, mate. I've just spent the past 4 days inside the belly of the beast in Yeovil District Hospital with my poor sick mother, and let me tell you, it's arm spear fucking central reaction inside there at the moment, my friend.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, right, okay. So
Covey corpse is all over the place.
You know, literally, it's like The Walking Dead inside there, bro. It's fucking mental, right? My mum went in there on Tuesday. I arrived on Wednesday morning. The 3 women opposite her. You've got a 60-year-old who didn't move for 2 hours. They checked her resting heart rate. It's 135 beats per minute. The bed dead opposite, which the first lady was in there, was an ex-Commonwealth Games athlete. No shit, I Googled her. She's now got a mystery illness she's had for a year and is losing weight like an Ethiopian back in the 1980s and looks like Skeletor walking. The woman in the bed, number 3, who is still there, sounds like she's been working with asbestos for 30 years and she's never smoked in her life. And she's got these mystery growths on her lungs. And I listened to the doctor describe it, and he said, they look like lymphoma, but they're not lymphoma, so we don't know what they are, and we're not going to start chemotherapy yet. And then the Commonwealth athlete woman, she got kicked out this morning because it's bank holiday weekend coming up and they're trying to empty all the beds. And then there's a young 23-year-old girl that came in and she hasn't eaten for 7 days. And she's got pains in her back. She can't breathe. She's got a racing heart as well. And again, it's a mystery as to why she's sick. And I'm just sitting there listening to this over the past 3 days. And all the doctors are walking around saying everything except the obvious arm spear coincidence. And 2 of the women I heard on the first day say that one of them was in the vulnerable category and she's going out for a booster as soon as she leaves. And the Commonwealth Games lady said she's had 3, but she's not going to have any more, and stop the conversation there.
Does she? Was there no escalation of conversation there? Like, does she think it's from the arm spears?
No. Well, the woman with the asbestos lung, who's like 85, 90 years old, never smoked in her life. I heard her tell the doctor. Her daughter, I heard her saying to the doctor, well, mum only started getting sick after her second arm spear.
Right.
And, you know, her daughter pretty much, but her daughter's wearing a painter's duff mask the whole time she's in there. But then her mum's got growth on her lungs, so you can understand her doing that for her mum, you know?
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Yeah. But it's honestly, bro, it's absolute carnage in there. It's absolute carnage. And none of but then the staff in there are walking around, most of them without masks on. A few of them have still got them on, but most of them, 0 masks.
Right. Wow. For me, what a first caller.
Yes.
We haven't even got
straight down to business. I haven't even done like the sponsors or anything yet.
let me put the icing on the cake, Mo. I went in this morning to give my mum breakfast because we just don't trust the motherfuckers to feed my mum because my mum's paraplegic because of the MS. She's got no muscle shit. I was in there this morning. Dad comes back this afternoon and says, "Oh yeah, they were trying to kick everybody out this afternoon because they've just had positive cases of COVID in the hospital. Oh, sorry, COVID. So they're going to have to and they were literally." The woman opposite, who's got the resting heart rate of 135, they're trying to go home. The poor woman can't live on her own, and she's getting dizzy spells, and she can't stand up. And they're trying to kick her out of the hospital because allegedly there's COVID inside there again. And this happened in the space of me leaving from 8 a.m.
What's that new variant called?
Altrazuz or some, yeah.
Sure, it's the name of a demon or something.
Yeah. I think they can just do this at will now. They can just use COVID. They could just shout COVID.
Shit, right, we need to be really careful, please, about what we're saying.
They can just shout COVID and just use it for...
Can we say Hovis?
Hovis,
say Hovis.
Hovis.
Yeah?
Well, I'm back there at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I'm going to wear that T-shirt you gave to me, Lance. It's cleaning in the wash from when I wore it on Wednesday. And I'm going to have my Reject the COVID Union hoodie on. And tomorrow morning, I pity the fool who tries to walk into the hospital to feed my mother breakfast. I'll tell you that much.
Good. That's what we like to hear, mate.
Mate, I'm so sorry to hear about your mum.
Yeah.
Bro, literally, I came back in 2019 because she was on death's door and she's still going now, you know? So she's a tough old bitch, bless her.
Well, stay strong, my man.
Yeah.
I will do, bro. I just thought I'd give you the update on the HS.
Yeah, mate, that's great.
This is the Clanwell calling. This is the type of story we want to be hearing. So thank you for kicking it off with that.
Right, nice.
That story tonight.
It's been really weird just listening to your voice. I'm going to have to hang up this call and watch you Mother Humpers on YouTube again. All right, bro.
All right,
we will catch up soon, boys.
Yes. Yeah, mate, definitely.
And, fucking fight on the good fight.
Cool, man. It's great to talk to you.
We will
later, bro.
Take care,
See
mate.
you soon. Wow, more from Clownworld there.
Well, straight in at the deep end.
Yeah, that was the deep end, yeah.
Yeah.
Ready for the landing, ready for the impact. Boom shot, boom shot. It's Double L and the Manic. Friday night as we're rolling to the weekend. Rise above, enough love. Reaching out to each and every one of you. But I don't bite, I don't argue, I just fight. See me, poison position. I buy my time until the time is right. Turn the day into night, then impose a heavy blind. I'm running deep, we're running deep. Double L and the Manic. Only for trouble when a man never come from back side to side. Hold your position. Listen. Gotta play to win. Style of one a bit fit. Structure blown a bit hard to maintain on the 9 and the crowd to demanding. Gotta come with a bit of game planning. Step on the blow with a rough landing. Tell you once, tell you twice. Rise above, bring it back. In other players, you know we're there. You need a break, you need me up here. Free for the boy, the go on clear. When I got fade away, I disappear. When I step on the stage in the crowd, I'm a raise and I start to jump up and cheer. All I'm on at the back and the girl on the side of a push up front so you can hear. People load your position, find a spot in an invader space. You know, in love, protect the chameleon, dip on the pro, send me dip on the case. Find a formula that be working, pick out the tempo and pick out the bass. I will push the body, gonna push the limit, gonna knock it right down the base. People load your position, find a spot in an invader space. You know, in love, protect the chameleon, dip on the pro, send me dip on the case. Find a formula that be working, pick out the tempo and pick out the pace. I will push the boundaries, push the limits, push it back, bring it back.
Bring it back, cause I got a flow like a vintage wine, like I rinse it, it still gets better. Got a flow like a vintage wine, like I rinse it, it still gets better. With kind of a pinch it, we'll be stingy with a line, gonna clinch it, go get it with a rhyme explicit. Omer can't go for that, Manic can't go for that, rise above.
Rise above, baby. Try to test it for me now. Me intimidating in my corner, yeah. Nah, but the test, man, I'm warning you. Up for your service, that's what I'm calling you. Do what I say, let me want it to. Put the mid-range down in my monitor. You know me now, wanna have a be pumping you. Then you know me, now I'm a charter in me board. Breaking down, I'm unfolding. Before them, in me balling. Man, it's tonight, the pan is talking. Don't turn around to keep walking. Some of them I just can't figure it out, so much talking. This time you gotta go all the way to be sure. So you best beware, be eating a warning. One tell them double down, my brother.
Warning, from the night to the early. Warning, warning, for the night to the early morning. Shit, a brand new day is dawning. Double L, call a warning. I'm a lifelong student of the occult. Why? Cause I'm searching for verses locked in a vault iron. Looking for scriptures buried in the dirt. That's why Double L's heavy with words. Draw for the sword and bury them first. 28 days later, you couldn't prepare for the mass effect. Warning system, all out failure. Couldn't reach or reject. Now I roll in a derelict landscape. My wordplay leave a man with bandages. What is the verdict? Did it take place? But the look in your face says you can't handle it. White flag, pretenders surrender. Group all the vectors into the center. Double L's a realness defender. Metaphor symbolist, I'm the assembler. Spit bars to MC, remember. I leave a scar like a lifelong memory. And if I can't calm my temper, the fire inside's gonna burn for centuries. Yo, who's that back in the set? Back in the stage, I make an MC what? Back in the stage, I make an MC fret.
With both hands, I'm gonna grab hold. Take what's mine, get so cold. With both hands, I'm gonna grab hold. Take what's mine, get so cold. I get confident, I get so bold. If you don't get known, now you're being told. I get confident.
Apply first principles. Apply trivium, analytical, quadrivium, metaphysical. Focus, intent, remember. Focus, intent, remember. Execute, manifesta, focus, intent, remember. Execute, manifesta, fires the system that he presented from inner guardians, inner protector. Inner guardians hidden within, deeper than flesh, deeper than skin. I said deeper than flesh, deeper than skin. Inner guardians hidden within, deeper than flesh, deeper than skin. Room goes quiet when the drop of a pin comes loud in your ear. Now we begin. Yo, hold on when I draw for the force. Like a Jedi, rebel, Star Wars. And then we slay metaphors while fools just lay down foes in 10-page draws, spraying out flows in a lyrical war. Well, that's old, quit draw McGraw. Yo, fuck that, back to the force. It's the power that grinds it together, of course. It's right, the masses rave together in hordes to feed off the energy force. A crowd of people move to the music in sync. Emit sonora beyond what you think. The body is a vehicle, more than flesh. Just the first stage of the next step. Don't be afraid to pass the last test. Life is another part of death and I'm done. I can't spill the rest. After this, it's mad complex. Quantum mechanics and shaman flex. Physicists can't know where the spirit is. Scanning brains, running tests. No explanation from mainstream section or any religious sect. I'm not gonna lie, it's a big concept. From the grave to the cradle, I'm willing and able. Won't conform to the norm of the label. Or feed the beast just to put food on the table. No. From the grave to the cradle, I'm willing and able. I won't conform to the norm of the label. Yo, every single molecular particle.
Suddenly woken, and I'm asleep and my eyes wide open. Got a firm grip around my neck, eyes are bulging and I can't feel like I'm choking. What do you want from me? Chance to see us come to me and keep it in your mind. Yo, everything else just pales in the insignificant, still blind and with the baseline. Suddenly woken, and I'm asleep and my eyes wide open. Got a firm grip around my neck, eyes are bulging and I can't feel like I'm choking. What do you want from me? Chance to see us come to me and keep it in your mind. Yo, everything else just pales in the insignificant, still blind and with the baseline. 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 Move with the baseline. Move with the baseline. Still blind and still blind and still blind and
moving the baseline.
Oi oi!
Yo. Enter this jungle as a student, acting humble and prudent, practicing, becoming fluent in the sacred tribal movement. Master the art of the shamans using, elevating to more than a human, raising the vibes of the hate producing. Airs electric, feeling the charge of thunder. Dark foreboding, sky we are under. Hectic in the presence of wonder. Open your eyes and awake from the slumber. Life is a prey, act like a hunter. Enter the battle, emerge from the bunker. It's the rain dance, I am the drummer. Dance to the rain, it's a stormy summer, look yonder. To the hills and the valleys where mankind wander, braving the storm, searching for honor. Allegiance sworn, command and conquer. What are you doing to me, man? Nowadays everybody wanna chat like they got stories to tell. Same old shit when they touch the mic, they all sound like shite. These motherfuckers like they forgot about L. Nowadays everybody wanna chat like they got stories to tell. Same old shite when they touch the mic, they all sound like these motherfuckers like they forgot about L. It's like
ain't gonna let you pass, ain't gonna let you go too fast. Keep it fun, I gotta stay ahead, and when I glimpse the future, forget the past. Can't hang around, ain't got the time, and someone's telling me you won't last. Brace yourself, cause when the time is right, I set the fuse alight and then wait for the blast. Both hands are gonna grab hold, gonna take what's mine, get so cold, I get confident, I get so bold. If you don't get known, now you've been told, I take control, watch it unfold. Tip the scales with just one load. Keep an eye, cause it even flow, but you don't know, that's how we roll. Some try to stop us, but them just can't prevent the way we blend. Can't pull us apart, not understand, comprehend. Return rolling harmonica, have an extent. Put your position free for boy ranting again. Retribution in my head, then what me screaming out. Proposition be the reason we gon' turn about. Make one put your head to bed to rest. Baby, them enthusiasm rise above.